Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Tyler, and welcome back to another episode of the On Air Podcast. I hope that you guys have been doing well. I hope that you've been taking care of yourself, and I hope that you've been working towards a goal that you've been achieving. Because I know that I have. I just want to take some time to thank a couple of people. One being Kyrie. Without Kyrie, this show wouldn't have happened. He's one of the main people that helped me put this entire production together, and is helping me continue to build the brand for it and the engineering and everything. Like behind the scenes stuff, he does a lot. And then I also want to thank you guys for listening. Um, you really don't have to tune into this like every single time, but you guys do. You show endless love to me, and I really appreciate it. And then I want to give a shout out um, to God, honestly. Like without God, lately I've been like going through some stuff, and without God, I think I definitely like would have been like in a hole way worse than I'm already in. So yeah, but today I want to take some time to really reflect on myself and my life and my career and like relationships. Like kind of get a little in there today because I feel like we don't really take the time to really open ourselves up and talk about what we're going through and facing the music and really understanding that sometimes we are the problem in situations. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from situations because other people are the problem, like numerous things. So reflecting on yourself as a person, the way when I hear that, I think about what is the problem for myself, or what are the problems or trials for myself, and how can I overcome them. So I think my problem lately has been like procrastination. I'm not sure if anybody else can relate, but having a goal or a dream that you want to fulfill, but yet you keep pushing it back for numerous reasons. So I procrastinate a lot because I have ideas, but I'm scared to execute it because I don't want it to be incorrect. I don't want it to be, if I like when I put something together and it doesn't come out the way it came out in my head, I'll scrap the entire thing. And that's really bad. And I'm just like, while I'm over here trying to fix the whole project, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna push it back and I'm gonna work on it this day. I'm gonna work on it that day. And it just doesn't. By the time I keep pushing it back, it's just a month later, and the whole project is kind of irrelevant because I haven't been working on it. And I really want to like stop that for myself. So what I've been doing to cut my procrastination down has been not rewarding myself. So if it sounds like childish, but it actually really works. Like if I don't have this goal done by this time, no, you can't go out with your friends. No, you can't play the game today. No, you can't. Like that's self discipline, and it's been going pretty good. I started it a couple of weeks ago, like really punishing myself for not doing something I'm supposed to be doing and holding myself accountable. That's been chilling so far. Um, the next thing is really procrastination is really the biggest thing. It's other things, but I think procrastination. I'm not even gonna lie. I think procrastination is like the main focus for myself. Like my biggest trial that I have, and we have to know like not when to retreat back to that old habit. So it's just keeping that steady pace and that determination and that tunnel vision focus on what the fuck you gonna do in the long run. Because I know that I want this show to be bigger than what it's supposed to be. For example, I want my modeling career to be it bigger than what it is right now, and I damn sure want my whole entire dance and journalism career to be bigger. Like I have numerous different things, and people often ask me like, "How are you going to be a dancer? How are you going to be a model? How are you going to be a journalist? How are you going to do all these things at once?" Um, And that's not. I understand the concern, but trust me, there are numerous people who got it done. Like you have your main career, and then you have your hobbies that you do stuff on the side. There are plenty of people who have a main 9 to 5 or a stable career. Like let's just say somebody is a doctor. They're a doctor, but on the weekends they may be available and they have sewing classes, and they have like a business that they fund. It's very simple. I mean, that may be a bad example because doctors obviously have busier schedules, but the point is you can do it. You can do numerous things at once if you learn how to pace yourself. So me keeping that focus on having my dream become a reality is what keeps me from going back because the more I go back to my old ways, the more time I'm wasting. And I always feel like I'm consistently burning time and I feel like the sun is just setting. It's setting, it's setting, it's setting. And then one day I'm not gonna have any more time and then everything that I've been dreaming about didn't come true. That's like one of my biggest fears and it's definitely something that's not going to happen. Like I'm not going to keep sitting here and dreaming about the shit that I want to do and then don't do it. Like that's pointless. Keep chatting. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then like you don't do it. It's just really pointless. Like that commitment is a must. It is a must, but it can also be discouraging at times because for for me sometimes it can be a little discouraging because of the internet. The internet has so much around. It's the internet has like so much influence sometimes. Or like we're 20 something. We're in our 20s. Like I'm 23. I'll be 24 this summer. Cancer season is approaching, so yeah, ain't nothing. Anyways, um, there was a time in high school, I want to say, that I felt really discouraged because I had a lot of friends who were at performing arts high schools and they were doing all this stuff. And, it was just normal, like, jealousy, maybe a little envious of, feelings towards these people, but I was always proud of them. And nowadays, when the internet is like, some of that stuff is just paraded in you like, oh, if you're not living like this by this age then you're doing something wrong, and it can be very discouraging. It can be very discouraging. It can be very, it makes you feel worthless. I know that's at least how it made me feel. That's when I learned that I was too deep in the internet trying to keep up an image. Like in high school, I would always, oh, I have to post every day. I have to post every day. I have to post an outfit every day. I have to post an outfit because I love taking pictures. I always love taking pictures, but I didn't have like the style yet, and I didn't have some of the fancy clothes that everybody had, and I didn't know how to pose. I didn't know how to smile, so I would take like over 300 pictures and then like only post five of them. So I had like this image in my head, like I had to be perfect. And that's not a reality. Like you cannot be perfect. You can be stunning, you can be great, but there's no one on this earth that can be exactly, perfection. There's always a flaw about somebody. And using, seeing these celebrities out here nowadays, like we love these guys, hell, the show, this show is like this is what we talk about. Like we're talking about celebrities. We're having a conversation about it. We're talking about this person's makeup, this person's dress, this music, this album, this marketing plan, like all this type of stuff. But I don't think that we should look so deep into it to the point that we live our lives through a celebrity because that is what's going to set you up for failure. Like you have to have your own identity, especially when it comes to celebrity activism. Celebrity activism is great. Excuse me, is great, but I don't think that your opinions should form from someone else. It's okay if a celebrity has the same opinion as you, but don't force your like. That's not how you truly feel. If you're not feeling like that, feeling like that in the bottom of your heart, then there's no purpose. Then there's no purpose. There are a lot of people who play follow the leader when it comes to that stuff. Like Cardi B, for example, had said something that like, she's not for basically not for Biden now. And that's cool. Everyone kind of switched up on Biden. That's perfectly fine. However, she kind of like backtracked because she used to be a person that was all for Biden. She said, "Yeah, you guys need to go out and vote." And she said, then I had a conversation with her, and that's when her and Candace Williams got into this whole thing. But that's her opinion. That's cool. But sometimes I don't think that celebrities know the full knowledge of certain things because they don't have the problems that we have. So they don't have to worry about about certain stuff. Like some of us are in middle class. Sometimes some of us is in lower class, and then some of us are in upper class. So a lot of the stuff mostly affects the lower class and middle class individuals, especially in the black community. When it comes to voting, like a lot of that stuff can affect us, and we don't take that time to go out and educate ourselves on the actual topic, and we just look towards a celebrity figure to teach us everything about, like, oh well, let me see what they're talking about. And well, I feel like this because she said, like, no, people may not notice that they do it, but they actually do it. And I love Beyonce. I do. You guys know I love Beyonce to the death, but I still have my own opinion. There's sometimes I don't agree with everything that she does. But we're different human beings. Most of the time, I'm cool with it. But when it comes to voting and stuff like that, like most of the time we're on the same team. But when it comes to like speaking on certain subjects, I'm like, maybe she could have said it differently. Maybe she could have did like this. But Beyonce's Beyonce. Who am I? I'm just a boy that's got a podcast and a leasing agent. Like I don't. They got like that bitch not worried about me. But that's have that identity outside of a celebrity. Have the identity outside of a non-celebrity. Like stop looking to other people to form your opinion. Don't be afraid to stand on your own. Stand on your own 2 feet. Even if that is even if it's like a relationship, like don't look to your partner to form your opinion. And speaking of relationships, while you're reflecting on yourself, you have to that's the first thing you need to do. You have to reflect on yourself before you even consider entertaining anyone. Because if you know you a hoe, then why waste anybody's time? If this person is looking for love and compassion and a lifetime partnership or whatever the fuck they may be, don't waste that individual's time. And I'm speaking from the other side. I definitely had my time wasted with a lot of people. People like the idea of me and don't like me. When it comes to being in a relationship, I've been in a lot of situations where people have been like unsure about me for whatever reason, or they just desire me sexually and that's it, or they just like to have me around. Like I don't know what it is, but I just feel as though like people just like the idea of me, and I just it's heartbreaking sometimes. You get tired of keep dealing with that because when you're upfront and honest about your intentions, and then you ask the other person like what's going on, like what are we, or how are we feeling, and then you don't get the same reaction back. It's kind of like disheartening. I don't I don't get mad at that person. I just, I'm a little upset, but it is what it is. Like everyone's not going to feel the same about you, but there is someone out there that will, take you for who you are and cherish you. That's going to love you and that's going to appreciate you. You have to stop searching for it and let it come to you because you're not healed yet. You have to heal before anything else. Reflecting and healing. Understanding what traits you have that can be worked on. Because if you can't fix yourself first, you can't go into a relationship with those, like I said, procrastination. Like I can't bring that. Of course, we're still gonna bring baggage into relationships, but some of the stuff be like childish. Like you can't be over here trying to help somebody lead in their situation, and then your whole shit is fucked up over here. You have to be on a path to lead yourself into the right direction before you can help lead somebody else in the right direction. Because a relationship is not just for a sexual gain or emotional gain. It's also a financial gain sometimes, because especially when you get married. When you get married, that's like an investment, kind of, in my opinion. You know, just it's two units to come to one. You guys may share a bank account. You may have your own separate accounts, but you may share a bank account. You may um, share the same insurance company. Like, you know, it just really depends on the type of marriage it is. So it's just kind of like an investment, a financial investment in certain things. And can't, if you like have a business and you procrastinating, but the other person is ready, like you gonna be fucking up the whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like just make sure you're fixing yourself before you move on to a relationship, because I don't think a lot of people, especially in this generation, I don't think a lot of people are healed and fix themselves. We often jump into a new relationship to cover up the damage for an old one. Take that time to be alone. Take that time to be by yourself, and recognizing that I'm hurt, I'm still angry, I'm still sad, I'm still envious, and sew yourself up. It's just like if you were to, you're washing the dishes, right? And you have a cup. You're washing the cup out and you have soap in the cup. You let the water run in the cup until all the soap is out. And it's not going to come out right away. But you just keep letting the water run and let the soap keep coming out and let the soap keep coming out and let the soap keep coming out until eventually it runs clear. That is what you need to do before you move on to another relationship or entertain anyone else, in my opinion. Learn from your mistakes, take, yeah, take accountability, and emotionally mature. And learn what you like. I don't think a lot of people learn that. I have an idea of what I like. I mean, I'm still kind of discovering it. Like the type of man that somebody who's just stable, just emotionally there for me and just care about me. Like I'm not looking for a sugar daddy. I'm not looking for nobody to pay my bills. I'm not looking for anyone to just be a sex fling. Like I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a lifetime partner. Now, there's some people who like to do polyamorous relationships. There are some people who like to do open relationships. There are some people who like to do no relationships, situationships, whatever. We all have our own different desires and wants and needs, and that's perfectly fine. But that's what I was saying. Be upfront with your intentions and being real and just, you know what I'm saying, getting that shit done. Because you're wasting time. You're wasting time for the both of us, honestly. Learning what you like is important, and sometimes you're gonna have to date around to know what you know, to find out what you like. You know, maybe you are into older guys, maybe you're not into older guys. Like I know that I'm not into. It depends. Like I don't mind messing with someone who is older. I don't mind dating an older man. However, in the past, I've had troubles with that because I feel like a lot of older men, with me being 23, I do have a mature vibe to me. So that will be attractive, to some older men. And I do like an older, mature vibe, but understand like we're all human. Like we're gonna have immature moments. Like I'm gonna be, we're all getting older. I'm gonna be 24 this summer, so I'm off of that little high school shit. Like I'm on some grown man shit. Like what are we really here for? I'm not with all this. Oh, we flirt. We flirt. Like, are we flirting because we like each other, or we just flirting because we want to have sex, or we flirting because we just want to flirt for the moment? Like, what is it? What's the true intentions? So most older men, they would be into me, but then they would try to play me like I'm some little boy. Like, maybe a little explicit, but a lot of them would, treat me with respect when it's come to the bedroom. But outside the bedroom, I'm like a little boy. And I'm like, all right, so I'm a kid when we like, on some chill type time, but I'm a grown man when I'm in the bed with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that. Like keep that same energy. Because me as a 23-year-old, I'm acting more mature about situations than you are as like a 28-year-old or a 30-year-old. Like it's not I'm not understanding what the disconnect is. Why am I, as a 23-year-old man, acting way mature about a situation than you are? Like, if it's just sex for you, then say that. If you don't like me like that, then just say that. Again, stating your true intentions. So, older men, that's checked off. The next thing is what I kind of like is I do like dating people in my age range. 21. I think 20 I'm 23. 21 is the lowest that I will go when it comes to dating someone. I can't date someone who's like 20 or 19 or anything. I think that's just like, it just feel weird. Like, I don't think that's cool. But I like dating people my age, but it's just a bunch of uncertainty and not knowing what you want. And that's cool because we're young. You're not supposed to know what you want to the full extent. But I do think you have to get out that, little boy mindset. Like, we are not about to be out here as homeowners and shit like that. Like, get your shit together. Like, it's no, oh, well, I'm just a party head and I'm just living life and having fun. Like, you can do live life and have fun, but most of the time, for what I see, if someone is acting immature in a relationship, then they're acting immature in other areas. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just, the examples, the living examples that I went through with people. Like, people were mature in this area and they were also mature in this area, tends across the board. But if they were immature with me, they was mostly immature with other situations in life. And that is why they're in a certain position where they're not as successful that they're supposed to be. And when I say, speaking of success, we all want to have successful lives. We all want to be having a successful career and, financially stable and all these great things. Reflecting about yourself also includes your career. What do you want to do with your life? That's a question that I ask myself on the daily. I know, but I just always ask just to double check to make sure I'm doing the right path. And I now know what I want to do. That's for me to know and for you guys to find out. But I ask people, like, what is your occupation? What do you want to do? What are your hobbies? And surprisingly, a lot of people just say, I asked somebody what their occupation was, and they said, what? I said, so what is your occupation? And they said, what do you mean? I said, oh, you don't know what occupation mean? And I didn't judge him. I was kind of like judgy at first, but I didn't like bash him. I just informed him. So, like, your occupation is a job or a profession. And he said, oh, and he told me. I said, okay, like, cool, that's great. I don't know. That was just surprising to me. I was like, you don't know what occupation mean? Like, what do you do for work? But a lot of us don't know, what occupation we want to do. You have to ask yourself, what do you want to do in life? It's time to get real. Like, like, I didn't talk about this on episode before, but I listened to Ariana Grande's album Eternal Sunshine, It was very, very great. As a cancer, I have like a lot of mixed emotions about stuff sometimes. My emotions could be all over the place. But that album really spoke to me because relationship wise, I was going through something that I'm still currently healing from. And the one interlude on there is called Saturn's Return. And Saturn's Return is basically a breakdown of you getting to a certain age and it's time to get real about your life. It's time to get real about yourself and what you want to do, whether that's relationship wise, whether that's career wise, whether that's just your life in general. It's too much money to be out here fucking around and just playing around, not doing anything. It's so easy to blow up on TikTok. It's so easy to be famous. It's so easy. Like it's so many opportunities. Like since COVID handicapped a lot of people from, in my opinion. I think COVID shut down everybody's social media. COVID shut down people's creative minds. Like nobody wants to go out and do things anymore. I ask people to go out, not to the club or anything like that. I mean, even that. I say, oh, you want to go bowling? Do you want to go to like hell a picnic? Do you want to go fishing? Like no one wants to participate in stuff. You know, for my ones that get it, get it. If you don't, you don't. Like it may seem as though like the world's gotten back to normal, but there was a shift that happened, and not a shift like, oh, I'm scared to go outside because of COVID. It's not that. It's just that I just think everybody is handicapped. When COVID happened, people were sitting in the house. They didn't know what time the moon set, what time the moon rose, what time the sun set, what time the flowers opened up. Like it was like crazy stuff, and like, it just amazed me. So now that we're officially back out, it took a lot of time for people to like really get back into that pattern, and some never got into that pattern. It's a lot of socially awkward people out here in the world that like used to be so social, but now they're just like, like I don't know what to say. I'm like, what the fuck? You used to be the most talkative person ever. But now that I think about it, it could be stemmed to a mental health thing because a lot of people were depressed and everything during the pandemic. So that's a conversation for a different day. But again, finding out what you want out of your career and don't box yourself in. Boxing yourself in to something that you don't want to do is the worst mistake you can ever make in your life. My dream was to be an actor. I love theater so much. Theater is my passion. Theater is my life. I can't express how much I love the performing arts. The performing arts is everything. I haven't done acting for a couple of years now. My last show was Dreamgirls, and that was my sophomore year of college, and then COVID happened, so I just stopped acting. But I am about to hop back into it. I've been dancing for the last, I would say, last 5 years, more so self-taught. But I've been applying myself and taking classes and working on my own choreography, hell, making up choreography for other people, and really, really applying myself because that's what I would like to do, as a side job. If I can make money from the shit. If you have a career, if you have a passion or a gift, and you're great at that shit, make money off of it. Like what the hell? You just squandering it. You just sitting on it. Go and gift that to someone else and have them pay you. Have them pay you for it. My passion went shifted from theater to creative writing. When I went to school, I wanted to be a screenwriter or film writer. I wanted to write movies. I wanted to help make movies. I wanted to set the scene and set the vibe and create something in Studio Five. I want to take this giant set and make an amazing film. But when I went to school, I claimed the wrong major. My dumb ass fucking claimed journalism, and I thought that fell into the film world, and it actually doesn't. It kind of does, but it's not really. So if I want to be a film writer, I would have had to major in nonfiction writing or creative writing, one of the two in the English. So I would have been an English major and concentrating in creative writing, but it's still perfectly fine. I completely love my field. I love being a blogger. I love being a podcaster. I love it all because I have a voice and I'm using my voice to express my opinions and to express, things that people may not know how to explain or things that people may feel as though they're alone in. Like today, reflecting with yourself. I'm sure there's a lot of people who relate to the stuff that I'm possibly saying. If you're not relating, then that's fine too. But there are people out here who have voices that need to be heard, and you definitely need to speak up. Use your gift. Don't give into someone else's gift because that's what your family wanted, or that's what your boyfriend wanted, or that's what your girlfriend wanted. Use that time. Not use the time. Take some time, is what I'm trying to say. Take some time and sit down and write in your journal. And there's no excuse. Listen, journaling helps. I have a journal, a physical journal, and then they have this journal app on the iPhones now. Update your phone. You should have it. It's no excuse. Write down 3 things that you like that you really do on a daily basis. Like game. Okay, I like video games. I like writing. I like dancing. Which one could you potentially make money off of? And while you're making money, be authentic as can be in your field. Be authentic as hell because you don't want to be getting caught up in the money so bad to the point that you forgot why the hell you're even doing this in the first damn place. Money is great. Don't get me wrong. I love me a good check, but I do stuff because it's my passion. And that's one of the benefits that I reap from sowing this passion into the world's quilt. Feel me? I really want everyone to win so bad. I want me to win. I want my friends to win. But we just all have to start reflecting on ourselves. We have to understand what is wrong with us. How can we solve it before we can move on to these different worlds, whether that's relationship or your career, friendships, whatever. You have to understand, read yourself so no one can read you. And once you do that, you'll be perfectly fine. I thank you guys for tuning into today's episode and listening. I feel like I had to put my heart on the mic today. I had some stuff I wanted to say, and I was feeling very heavy-hearted. So, thanks for listening. If you have any topics or things you want to talk about, DM them to me, text them to me, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, T Media, and then also leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys again. I just can't say thank you enough because I really, really appreciate it. Like, you guys continue to show endless support to me. I love you all, and remember to stay elevated.